What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down AARON Rodgers' throwing mechanics. He has probably the quickest release in the NFL, and today we're going to talk about why he's got so much arm talent, arm strength, and why his release is so quick, and why his mechanics are so tight and some of the best in the NFL. Let's get started. So this first clip here is going to be his deep ball. So we're going to watch it full speed, then we're going to break it down. So again, we're going to talk about the lower half mechanics and the upper half mechanics and why he always has such a good deep ball, because him and Russell Wilson probably are the two best deep balls in the NFL, and we're going to talk about why that is so good for him. So again, from the start, we're going to talk about the upper half. So we're going to talk about the upper half first and the lower half. His shoulders are at this 45-degree angle. Okay, reason being is if our shoulders are flat and we're trying to rotate up with my hip, right? If you guys have been watching my videos, you probably heard me talk about this. The ball's going to be pushed up into the air, right? We want to rotate up and over this throw so we have some energy on this ball, right? So that's why he arcs his shoulders right here and he gets on this 45-degree angle, okay? So now, the throw starts from the back leg, okay? We want to be pushing up that inside arch of our foot. So if you're wearing Nikes, like that Nike logo that's on the inside portion of your foot, that's where all of our energy is, like a pitcher coming off of a mound. But the only thing that changes is obviously our base is a little bit wider, our base isn't narrow, we're not picking this front leg out of the ground. So it's the same idea here, okay? So he's pushing off this back leg, but you see how fast he gets this front leg in the ground. That's why his release is so quick. A lot of people just think it's all in his arm right here. They think his arm's just really quick. That's not at all the case. It's his back hip that's quick, and it's his front foot that's quick, okay? That's how you get a quicker release. How fast can you get that front foot in the ground? Because when your front foot gets in the ground, now your back hip can come through, and then the ball can come through. It's that simple. We got to get your front leg in the ground as fast as possible, okay? So now, his front leg's in the ground, and he's pushing off his back leg. That's ground force. A big thing about deep ball is being able to keep this ground force, because everybody thinks because I'm trying to put arc on this, I have to push up and I lose my base. That's not the case. You want to keep a strong base, and when you strike the ground, you want to strike the ground with your toes first, like you can see Rodgers doing here, because that keeps a slight bend in this front leg, and that's how you keep the ground force that you've produced from pushing off of this back leg, right, as you can see. Now, when we push off this back leg, we need one thing to happen. We need our shoulders to go back, okay, and get to this almost opposite L angle, okay? I'm not really too picky about getting to this opposite L because a lot of quarterbacks are a little bit above that. Some are a little bit below that, which I don't necessarily like. But we don't have to get to that perfect L angle every single time, okay? It's just somewhere in that range. Because a lot of quarterbacks just go straight to 90, right? And now what happens is when your hip comes through, you have a coil with your motion and the ball dips, right? So you can see when Rodgers gets to that opposite L, now this back hip is going to drive through, and that brings him to this 90-degree angle, okay? Or just about this 90-degree angle. That's where we need to be. Now, his hip's coming through first. The ball is trailing. He's in this position of zero that people like to call, but really what that is just it's chasing your hip. Your hip's coming through first, and the ball is chasing your hip. He's keeping this left arm nice and tight to his body to make sure he's got torque. And again, look at this front leg. He doesn't extend on this front leg like everybody likes to do on their deep ball. He keeps his toes down, slight bend in this front leg. Now, to finish the whole thing off, we got to be able to rotate through with our back shoulder on the throw. I see a lot of quarterbacks on a deep ball, they'll let this thing go here, and then they'll start to fade back like a fadeaway in basketball, right? We don't want that. We want to be able to finish and strike a pose for almost a split second. As you can see, he's got a lot of balance on that front leg because he struck the ground with his toes down, finishing with your back shoulder on the target, okay? That's everything that goes into a deep ball, guys. 45-degree angle on your shoulders. It's the same mechanics with your lower half. Drive that back hip and rotate up and over the throw. Let your hip come through this throw first. Let's watch it full speed one more time. So again, drive, rotate all the way through. That's a great job by AARON Rodgers. Okay, so now he's going to be off platform here, but he's going to set his feet and make this. This is a really, really great throw. Let's watch this thing full speed, then we'll break it down. So outside of the pocket, flips his feet, and then just throws a rope at least 40 yards downfield to his guy. Let's watch this, or let's break this thing down. So when he's coming outside of the pocket, again, I know we're talking about mechanics here, but eyes are always downfield. Another thing, quarterbacks, we always got to have that anytime we escape the pocket. And I know we hear it a lot, but it's not something that we stress enough. When we're doing drill work, eyes need to be up the entire time. I don't want to worry about my feet. Eyes need to always be up. So now when he gets his hips flipped, right, he's going to get his hips flipped to the target. That's the only way we can make this throw. It's a two-step thing. He flips with the left right here. We call that a hook step. And then he replaces where his left was with his right leg, and now the ball's out. So it's 3 steps. It's left, right, step, and throw. Okay, that's all it is. That's how you get your hips flipped fast. It's not 10 different chatter steps. It's 2 steps. You're coming out full speed, left, right, drive, it's out. Now, even when he gets this front foot down fast here, Pushing off that inside arch, slight bend in this front leg. Now he's off platform, right? So he doesn't have as much balance on this thing. But if you can get your hip flipped and you could strike the ground in this position at least, if you could strike the ground in this position at least for a split second when we make this throw outside of the pocket, you're going to have a lot of ground force. And again, how fast does he get this front leg down? That's how much torque you're going to be able to get from this back hip. Shoulders are going back. He's in this L angle right now. Now this back hip is going to drive him through. As you can see, what's happening now. Even with his cleats out of the ground, his back hip is coming through and the ball is chasing his hip, right? He's chasing his hip the entire time. That's where we need to be. Now, when we make an off-platform throw, how can we be more accurate? That's a question that I get asked a lot. How can I be accurate when I'm outside of the pocket, when I got to escape and scramble? How can we be accurate is this follow-through. He leaves this wrist flick out there like he's throwing darts. If anytime we're on the run, anytime we got to pull up, I call this like we got to pull up like shooting a jumper in basketball, right? On a fast break, we got to pull up. Or anytime we're even just scrambling out or shuffling up in the pocket, anytime our feet aren't underneath us, we got to act like this follow through. We're throwing at a dartboard, right? And you see he lets this thing hang, right? Because he's got so much force because he's running outside of the pocket. Generates a lot of force from his feet. He's got a ton of force from his back hip that his arm does not play a factor. I bet Rodgers' arm never gets tired. I bet you his shoulder, his elbow, they never get tired unless he's been throwing 100 reps every single day for seven days straight, okay? But I guarantee you, because of how much torque and ground force and how much power he's got from his hips, core, and legs, arm doesn't even get sore. So all the arm is like the tip. You go to dinner, your body pays the tab, your arm pays the tip, right? Your follow through. That's what that is. And he lets this thing hang. You can see, extends this arm. That's how you get accurate when you're making an off-platform throw. And you could see the result downfield. It's just a rope in a big-time game, too. Let's watch this thing full speed one more time. So again, escape in the pocket, hook replace, drive, it's out. Strike the ground with a slight bend, drive from that back hip, chase the hip. That's a great job by Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so now everybody loves to talk about him outside of the pocket, throwing on the run. Okay, so why is he so good at that? Okay, he's got so much pop on this ball. It's like the pop on the ball doesn't even die when he's outside of the pocket like it does for most quarterbacks, right? Why is he able to do that? We're going to talk about that right here. So let's watch this throw full speed. So very accurate ball with a lot of energy behind it, okay? So how is he able to do this? Now, this is like a quick little sprint out. We got a little bit of like a blast play here where it's just like a quick out, okay? That's the terminology I'm used to and some other people call it, but it's a little bit of like a quick out here. So when we throw on the run, if we're a right-handed quarterback, you want to step with your right foot in the direction of where this throw is going. Okay, now if you're a lefty, you want to step with your left foot. But if you're a righty, you want to step with your right foot in the direction the throw is going. So now, you can see here, steps with the right foot, where's it going? Cutting off the target. We already know what the target is. It's a quick out. Now, when we step with this foot, that's like driving our back hip. So what do we got to do to make sure we got torque? We got to get our shoulders to go back. Now, Rodgers kind of does this early, but we get our shoulders to go back and we're in that L angle when that front foot hits the ground, okay? Or somewhere in that L angle. It doesn't have to be a perfect L angle. Again, just somewhere not straight to that 90-degree angle. Stepping with the right leg, get to somewhere in between that 90 and that L angle, and now you can see his core is rotating him through because he stepped with that right foot. That gets his hip through, and now that rotates him all the way through. Now, again, you see this left arm, it's not swinging down. Yes, he drops this thing a little bit low. I'm going to admit that. He drops it low and he extends, but it's always tight to his body on the finish. That's how we ensure that we get torque. You see he doesn't swing this elbow, keeps that elbow nice and tight to his body, extending that follow through, as you can see, again, off platform, just throwing darts. And you see the result of the throw. Really tight window on this throw, but that's a great job by Aaron Rodgers making this throw on the run. Not an easy thing to do, especially when you're running full speed. A lot of guys try to chatter, but they'd be late with the throw. Being able to go full speed, attacking this sideline, step with your right leg at the target, shoulders going back, rotate through, emphasize that follow through. That's how you're going to get a good ball on the run. Let's watch it full speed. So step in the direction, shoulders going back, get your hips coming through, let your core rotate you through, and keep that left arm tight. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, guys. Please leave in the comments who you would like to see me break down next or any questions you guys might have. I will make sure to get back to you, and I'll see you guys next time.